Today, I'm going to uncover how we run Amazon keyword research for our 8 and 9-figure brands at our aggregator firm. And we're going to take an example of existing product that is not in our portfolio and just show you how we would run a research in order to bulletproof our product title and set up PPC campaigns from the scratch. So I'm taking an example of the mid-market product in the price wheel niche. This is the ASIN that we want to run a research on, and we're going to use today two tools, DataDive and Helium10. Right in the beginning of the video, I can say these are paid tools, and everyone who's been at Amazon FBA for quite some time, you guys know these tools. They're great, but if you don't have the subscriptions for the softwares and you don't want to run to buy them to run the research, guess what? You can reach out to me directly on LinkedIn, on YouTube, on Upwork, or via email, and I can run this research for you free of charge. Just saying. All right, so we're imagining that this ASIN currently doesn't run PPC campaigns. We're also approximating the total sales for this ASIN, let's say at $10,000 a month. And the owner of this brand comes to us and say, okay, guys, I need help with my copy. I think some keywords here are not, so my title is not optimized. And also I want to start PPC from the scratch. And I want to allocate the budget of $2,500 a month, right? So obviously it's not a big budget, and we are going to be very, very focused on which keywords we want to deploy this budget on. So let's take a look. As I said, my research will we will utilize both DataDive and Helium10 just to make sure that we don't leave any major keywords untouched. And today's video is only about keywords, right? We're gonna have a separate video on how to run how to set up your ASIN targeting campaigns and how to find the most relevant ASINs to your specific offer, but that's going to be a different video. So let's get started with our keyword research over here. We're going to start with searching a root keyword, which in this case is price wheel. As you can see, I already did it. So the next thing I want to do after I installed my DataDive extension over here, I want to go here and click the dive box, right? And here it will open up the ASINs that I want to see. So it will take maybe a couple of minutes to open up, and I can see that obviously I was preparing for this video and I already selected top 20 ASINs that I want to run the research on, right? So you can see them over here. Once I did this, once I have top 20 ASINs sorted by sales, I will run dive. Just one thing to make sure here, when you use the DataDive, you need to choose the most relevant competitors to you and not like all of them based on sales. In this specific niche, it was really, really easy because I can just see that all of them is exactly the product that we're selling, but in some of them, the size is a little bit different, but most of them, as you can see, sell 12-inch price wheels just like we are. So in this case, it was easy, but for your future researches, I definitely recommend you to run to only choose very relevant competitors, right? Don't choose any broader competitors because then you would get some broader keywords, right? So then we need to run a dive on this one. And once the dive is ready, I think we can switch to the data dive window over here and start looking at our data. So first of all, what I want to do here is I want to look at the lower relevancy terms. You can see there is quite a lot of information here. You can see there is search terms, search volume for each of those search terms, the relevancy. It's like a subjective metric used by DataDive, and the ranking for each of these ASINs for each of these terms, right? You can see that this bestseller over here has really strong ranking. I mean, the red color indicates strong ranking, green color indicates a bad ranking, and green is also lack of ranking, like for this keyword over here. What I want to do first is I want to take a look at relevancy and identify the baseline of relevancy, meaning at which percentage of relevancy I can see more than 2 ASINs or 3 ASINs have organic ranking on this keyword. And as you can see, when I look at the relevancy at 30 and 35%, the bestseller has some orange ranking, so around top 20, which is nice. The second listing over here in terms of unit sales doesn't have a lot of rankings in this sub 40 range. Winspin has ranking here and there. I think it's also the one of the biggest players in this specific niche, but generally there is only a couple of keywords that are being on the page one, and you can also see that it's, for example, wheel, which is definitely not a high relevancy keyword. Especially, let's keep in mind that we only have 2,500 PPC budget, so we have to be very accurate with which keywords we are working, right? So I can definitely say that the relevancy under 40%, we don't need these keywords, at least today. And for the most of other competitors that are mid-page, you can see no ranking, right? Almost no ranking, some outliers here, but generally it's from yellow to green. If we look at the relevancy that's on 45%, 40 and 45%, it's pretty much the same picture. The only thing is this brand number one has a lot of outliers in top 10. But generally, I think we can try and just get rid of the terms that have under 45% relevancy. And again, I just want to explain again why I'm doing that. We are going to work with very small budget, and we don't want to have any, middle relevancy keywords. All we want to have is where all of the competitors are ranking, in top 20, top 30. So our offer also stand a chance. So let's take a look here and let's set up the filter so it will show us everything above 45%. We now have lost 30 keywords, so that's not a lot. But now, if we look at our, if I search back by search volume over here, I can see that most of the competitors have at least some rankings. So here is honestly from red to orange, most of them, right? Even the competitors that are having not a lot of sales, like these guys over here that are driving like five-figure revenue a month, they are still ranking. It means we also can, right? We also will have some chances. The only really loser over here, you can see this brand over here. He's the only very weak. But let's not dive too deep in this research, because today we're only trying to find the keywords. Okay. So what we already did, we sorted everything by relevancy. We did a subjective analysis to take a look at which relevancy we need to establish as a baseline. And given that we have a limited budget and not a super competitive offer, we have a normal offer with a normal price and normal size. We should go for something, more in high relevancy bucket, right? So right now, I just downloaded two files. If you click export, you will get both competitor list and keyword list. And I think right now we're going to open up the Excel export and start working in there. So I see you on another screen. Okay, so we opened up the sheet with our keywords, and right now I want to work a little bit with the sheet just to make sure that it's useful for us. I'm going to delete this first column over here. I'm also going to take all these ASINs and I'm just going to copy them on a separate sheet, and I'm going to use them later. Also, I want to remove everything from here. I don't really need ranking, and I also don't need this column over here. Then I'm going to just stretch it a little bit so I can read all the keywords. And here we have the search volume and the relevancy. So the next thing I want to do here is I want to take top 10 competitors and right from here. And here is when we will start using, Helium10, right? So I will right now switch my screen back to the web browser after we prepare the Excel sheet for work in there, and I'm going to switch from one to another. So I'm opening up the Helium10, and the software that I'm going to use, the specific tool is called Cerebro, right over here. And I'm going to take the ASIN one by one, ASINs from the sheet I had in Excel, and I'm going to start inserting them over here one by one. And we can do 10. So I'm going to do 10 top ones. So we don't rely only on one data source, which is DataDive, which is essentially, I think, Jungle Scout. It is the data that they are using in their software at the moment. And we're gonna run a reverse analysis on this top ASINs to make sure that we're looking at all keywords in our research, and we will combine two data sources right now. While it's loading, I think, yeah, it's always great to use multiple tools for your analysis. But as I said at the beginning of the video, if you don't have these tools, if you don't want to purchase the software run, reach out to me in any channels possible, and I can run this research for you for free. So we're going to introduce a couple of filters right away. The filters that I use here is I use the position one, and I set 1 to 10. What it means is that we will be looking only at keywords where any of these terms is ranked in top 10 organically. This is prerequisite number 1. And the second filter I'm going to use is minimum search volume of 300 searches, right? This is the search volume baseline that I will identify for our keyword. And I will click apply, and then slightly lower, we will see the list of keywords over here. We want to export this data right away. I don't want to work with this any longer in browser. So we will use the CSV export, and I'm gonna open up this sheet in Excel, and I will reshare my screen to the new sheet. So this is where we're heading to work next. So right now you can see the export from Helium10. It's quite messy. All I need here, honestly, is the search volume. So I will go ahead and delete the first 4 columns, leave the search volume here, and then delete the rest. Then I'm gonna take this. Keywords, and I want to insert them to my original sheet with the DataDive export. So let's go ahead and switch to the sheet that we exported from the Helium from the DataDive, sorry. And I'm going to insert the keywords over here. So we have the search volume, search term, search volume relevancy, and I'm going to insert this list slightly on the right hand side. There is no need to make such a big room, but that's what I'm going to do. Next, I want to know which keywords I already have in my list on the left hand side, and which keywords are missing from those that Helium10 found us. I'm going to use very simple formula. It's called VLOOKUP. You can basically just copy the exact formula that I used, but basically it's a 4 indication formula. First of all, we need to choose the keywords that we need to look up. Then we use comma, then we choose the range where the formula should look. This is only column A. This is another comma. So at which row it should look? Obviously in the selected range from A to A, there is only 1 column, so we should use 1. And then we will also write false, because we need this exact phrase, right? So spinning wheel red will not work for us, so we need to use false. But if you don't know how it works, you can just copy the formula right from my video over here. So we use this, and if we have this keyword in this list, if we have this keyword in this list, the keyword will show up here. So we can just double down on this, and I can see that most of the keywords, at least that are visible, are used in the campaigns. So we're gonna go, put filter on the headers over here, and we're gonna use only and a unavailable. Okay, right now you can see we have a bunch of keywords. Let's do our subjective check. So wheel, I don't think it's relevant. We already saw that in DataDive, and we got rid of that. Promotional items, I don't think so. Spinners for classroom, and spinner for classrooms is in fact a relevant keyword. So I'm gonna take the bigger search volume one in plural, and I'm gonna put it on the bottom of my list on the left hand side over here. So we definitely want to use this keyword. Classroom money reward system. So whenever I'm not sure, I'm just gonna take this keyword, and I'm gonna search it on Amazon. And what I'm gonna look for is which ASINs are actually ranked for this keyword organically. And if you look at organic, you can see there is no price wheels over here, right? Like I don't see any price wheels. So I would consider this keyword as irrelevant. So I don't want to add it to my list. So let's go to the list, back to the list. I'm going to share the DataDive sheet back where we're checking our keywords. Raffle spinner. I think raffle spinner is a little bit different product, right? It's just a different kind of a product when you do like some kind of games like bingo or lottery. Trade show booth games. Let's see what this one is about. I'm going to search it on Amazon. Trade show booth games. And yeah, so WinSpin is running sponsor brands, ton of prize wheels, organic, tons of prize wheel paid. I don't see a lot of organic prize wheels, but I see this one. All the prize wheels are occupying this sponsor products placement. And yeah, so it's kind of relevant. The bestseller is ranked at the middle of the page one, around top 20. So let's use this keyword. Let's put it on our list as a relevant one anyway. Okay, Dude Perfect Birthday, I wouldn't think so. Wheel of Fortune board game. This is a different board game. Prize wheel 24-inch. So this is interesting, right? As you remember, we are running the research for the imaginary ASIN over here. And it has a 24-inch, but since we want to focus ads specifically on the 12-inch, I don't think that we should run ads for 24-inch right now. So I will skip on it, right? I will specifically not pick this keyword because I know we want to focus our ads narrowly on 12-inch. So this keyword I'm leaving out, even though I think it's quite relevant. Wheelie, punch game, jumbo magnet spinner. I don't think that's what we're looking for. Large prize wheel spinner. So again, I think large prize wheel spinner is a great keyword and it's very relevant, but we're not shooting for large. We are currently focusing on 12-inch one that is driving most of the sales of our example listing over here. With wheels, tabling event supplies. I don't think it's a good keyword. Carnival spinner wheel game. Let's take a look at this one. I'm going back to the browser over here. And let's take a look. So WinSpin is running a sponsor brands, tons of sponsor products, and our bestseller is ranked #1. So yes, this is super relevant keyword, Carnival spinner wheel game. We absolutely definitely want to use this keyword. Let's go back to our list, and I'm gonna add it on the bottom of the DataDive list. Wheel of Fortune slot, not the one. Spinner classroom. I think actually spinner classroom is a relevant keyword. Let's do our check. So even though sponsor brands is not run by this brand that has been running aggressively, I can see some of the prize wheels in organic sponsored, whereas our bestseller is here. This WinSpin is ranked organically. We're gonna get this keyword to our list too. Okay, spinner classroom. And we need to also insert the search volume. Okay, so right now I'm going to remove this filter right from here. So we start seeing all the keywords again. And our job will be to assign keywords. So there are a couple of steps left here. And the next is to assign keywords based on the search volume across the campaign structure. So here I wanted to say a couple of words about the campaign structure related to the complications of account in terms of the catalog structure and in terms of the budget and in terms of the search volume. So in the case of our imaginary ASIN, that's why I took that ASIN. I think multiple things are very important. We don't have a lot of budget, right? 2.5 thousand, it's slightly less than 100 a day, right? So we can't really work with unlimited budget here. So we have to be very careful at which keywords we are spending. And we have to also, given that we never spend money on ads, we also have to be very, very accurate about which keywords we're testing right from the start. We don't know if price wheel in exact like this will work or no, right? We just don't know. We also don't know if like set of this keywords, for example, will work much better than set of these keywords over here, because we know they're quite relevant. All of the top 20 competitors, like keep in mind, we're not focusing only at like top 2 players. We've been looking at where across the top 20 competitors, there is like a very strong ranking in this top 15, top 20 important spaces. So what I'm going to do in this case, I'm going to introduce a rule. This is a very subjective rule, and I'm going to use it for this case specifically. You can also use it for yourself if you have a smaller budget. I assume maybe you have. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to assign groups for these campaigns. And basically, same group means they go to the same campaign, and that's it. And we're gonna do it for exact match first, and then I'm gonna show you how I harvest for phrase keywords for my campaign. So let's say that is a number of campaign, and it's just the label. So I am introducing the following rule. I want to have aggregated search volume of the campaign of 20,000, around 20,000, right? So the prize wheel goes to the campaign number 1, and it's gonna be the only campaign, the only keyword in this campaign, right? The next one, the next 2 keywords I'm putting to a separate campaign, so I'm gonna use 2 keywords in the second campaign because their aggregate volume is about 20,000. Then I'm gonna use the next 3 keywords in my third campaign, right? So they have aggregated search volume of 23,000. The next one, I want to use probably five keywords over here. As you can see, it's about 23,000 as well. So let's put these 5 in the same campaign. For the next bunch of keywords, I want to put 20,000. So let's do like this. I want to put this 15 keywords in one campaign. As you remember, I don't really like put more than 15, and this seems like a proper amount of keywords for this campaign. This is 14. This is 15. And so I want to do it for all of the keywords with more than 250 searches, right? And there is still a bunch of them. And so let's take a look how many keywords more we have. And we have 19 keywords more. So I will probably just use top 15 keywords over here, and I put them in my 6th campaign. Okay. Okay. And we have 12,000 searches in that campaign, but I don't really like to have more than 15 keywords. So that's fine. And I have like 4 keywords that are left over, but I think that we can cover them with our phrase campaigns in the next exercise. As you can see, I have, okay, no, I actually need to resort it over here. And I think some of the campaigns might have been missed that have some decent volume. Okay, so we can also put this one is in the bucket number 6. And we can remove this one from bucket number 6, and we can have the campaign number 7. Just for the sake of including these keywords, we will have 8 keywords that have about a couple thousand search volume, but still I want to cover them in exact. So keep in mind here, we are preparing for exact. So you understand it correctly, we're going to have 7 campaigns. In each campaign, we're gonna have different amount of keywords. So I'm starting with exact, not single keywords for each, because I don't know how each keyword performed in the past. So I want to get the data for all of these keywords. Then we will optimize them and make sure that we have everything done right. So the next step I want to do here, and I think this is a really interesting step that I don't see a lot of people do, is I'm gonna do an extraction of the most popular phrases, right? So I'm gonna look across all the keywords that have more than 250 searches, and I want to find the most common phrases among these. So basically, from what I can see here is it's obviously prize wheel, right? The next one that I clearly see is the spinning wheel. The next one I want to do is the spin wheel, and I'm just looking through these keywords over here, and I'm making sure that I'm keeping the phrases that are frequently used together. And as we go down through the list, we'll see less and less of these phrases. You can see spinning wheel, spin wheel, spin wheel, spin the wheel are all the same. Over here, we have the wheel spinner. We already have it over here. Wheel of Fortune, wheel spinner, spin wheel for prizes. So I think the next one should be this ruleta de premios. I think we can use it as a phrase. I don't want to run a phrase match at ruleta, so we'll just probably run it for the ruleta de premios. The next one, spinning wheel, we have raffle wheel. Let's use this one as well. And the next one is the game spinner, the game wheel, and the game spinner. I can see here game wheel spinners. Okay, this one is going to be next one. So it's a chore wheel. And the next one, let's see, dry erase spinner wheel. We have it. Classroom spinner. Okay, we can use classroom as well. Let's see, classroom spinner, spin board. I don't think we used. No, we don't have it. I don't think we have any more. Spin to win, prize spin, spin to win, prize wheels, raffle spinner. I think we have the raffle spinner. We don't actually have raffle spinner, so I think we can also put raffle spinner here. Wheel spinner, prize wheels, prices right, carnival spinner, spinner classroom. I think we also should have something related to rewards. Maybe let's use reward spinner. Okay. All right. So over here, I found 13 phrases that are most commonly used across these keywords. And guess what? We're going to use these phrases around the phrase match across them. We know that across this keywords with aggregate value of 130,000 searches, all of these phrases were mentioned. So basically, the research that we just did covered all the keywords in exact where our top 20 competitors are ranked, and we double checked our research with the Helium10 data. Then we have used our scope of the budget and the goal, and we try to understand what kind of keyword strategy we want to run here. And I really want to focus on exacts, and I want to test exacts, and also I want to support it with some phrase campaigns. So right now, let's just pencil out our campaigns a little bit, and that will be end of the campaigns part. And I think then we can quickly run our title against the results that we just got, and maybe we'll have some suggestions for title over here. So here I'm outlining the campaigns that we want to run for keyword targeting here, and we're going to just quickly copy the keywords and put them into specific campaigns. So this is our sponsor products 1. This is our sponsor products number 2. This is our sponsor products number 3. Number 4. Remember, I'm talking here only about sponsor products. I usually don't launch sponsor brands for the accounts where we have such a limited budget and where we're only starting out. I mean, you could try to test it with a very small budget if you have a video, for example. Video usually has slightly better return, but yeah. Okay, so we have 7 campaigns, and we know which keywords we will use for each, right? So right now you can just use the sheet and go create your campaigns one by one. In terms of budgets, right? Let me just quickly use the phrase keywords over here for our phrase campaign. So in terms of budget, what I want to do here is let's think about it like this. We have 2.5 thousand allocated for this account a month. 2.5 thousand on average is $85 a day. Across 8 campaigns over here, I really want to spend probably, let's assume we'll start with keyword targeting right now. And just maybe on the next optimization, we can add more ASIN targets, right? Let's assume we're starting with 85 budget. So what I want to do here, so my hypothesis here is that all of these campaigns pretty much have similar search volume, even though one campaign can have 1 keyword and another campaign can have 15 keywords. So I really think that we will be able to stretch these budgets across all of these campaigns. So if we have 8 campaigns, we can allocate $10 budget for each of these campaigns, right? I think obviously you understand that you have to use lower bids and monitor your campaigns all the time after you launched it, because the one thing that you don't want to have is, for example, these 3 campaigns spend all the time during the day, and at the afternoon they are out of budgets, and then these campaigns are barely spending, right? So this is what you don't want to see. In this case, you need to slow down the bids for these campaigns, and you need to increase the bids for these campaigns until these keywords start to show your impressions and spend, right? Because you're not here to test 1 keyword or like 2, 3 keywords or 6 keywords. You actually want to test them all and see which one works better. So this setup is very, very custom. Usually there is, 1, 2, 3 approaches to structure campaigns, but I want to show you here that it's not, right? It depends on your budget. It depends on the positioning of your product. It depends on the semantics of the niche, how many keywords with how many search volume exist there. So right now, I think we can try to go back to our listing example over here and just try to understand the title from the standpoint of our search terms, right? If we open up, I can just probably copy the title into Excel sheet so we would have everything at one place, and we can just keep the title right here, and we can compare it to our list of keywords on the left-hand side. So as far as I can see, 12-inch is good one, but we really don't have any terms that include 12-inch. I think it's important to keep it mentioned, but I don't know if we should have it in the beginning of the title or not. One thing that I don't like about this title is it has heavy duty. In fact, I'm not sure if people are looking for heavy duty. None, right? You can see across top search terms, none are looking for heavy duty, so we can easily get rid of this keyword. Dual use, do people search for this? Nobody searched for dual use, so I'll probably just get rid of this. Spinning wheel, tabletop. What about tabletop? Yeah, we have some. We can keep it. Wall mounted. No wall. What about mount? So basically, you can see I'm just looking at the words that I used in the title, and I'm looking at the people are actually searching for. It's important because your title has the biggest impact on your ranking, and if you stack the words in your title that don't have search volume, that people are not looking for, you are not getting rank on those keywords where people are actually that people use to actually search for the product. So 12 slots, again, I think you could better talk about this all on your images. Like, for example, this brand does, they mention the amount of slots on the box actually. So color, spinner wheel, I mean, I'm not sure if color really is really important. And here, for example, let's say we're preparing a very efficient title, right? Specifically for the algorithm. So I can see like spinner wheel used twice. We can definitely remove this. Editable. What about editable? Nobody needs editable. Like, why should we use it? Raffle is a good one. We should keep it. Wheel, we already have it 3rd time. Probably we want to remove it. Raffle with dry erase markers and eraser. Fortune carnival game. Okay. Let's enhance this one a little bit, the one we have. Let's take a look at the phrases, at frequently used phrases. So spinning wheel, spin wheel, tabletop, wheel spinner. We don't have wheel spinner. Wheel spinning, wheel prize, wheel ruleta de premios, raffle wheel. Let's see what else we have. Game wheel, game spinner, chore wheel, classroom spinner. We had something about carnival. I like the idea of keeping the carnival spinner wheel game, carnival wheel. Let's put a carnival spinner or carnival spinner wheel game. Okay, so we're gonna do it like this. We're gonna put it here and we're gonna put it like this. Carnival spinner wheel game. So we covered game. We covered this. I would probably, so prize wheel. I would probably convert it like this. I would put it and write like prize spinning wheel. Then I'm gonna put the slash tabletop. Let's remove raffle over here and prepare raffle to appear here. Raffle tabletop. What else do we have left? We have classroom and chore and spin board and reward spinner. Okay, so let's put tabletop, classroom, spinner. Okay, and we also need to work with chore right now. Spinner, chores. We can maybe say spinner for chores. Okay, we have 12-inch prize spinning wheel, tabletop, classroom spinner for chores, dry erase marker, and eraser. Let's just extract it and put it here at the end of the title. So right now we have carnival, and I think I also wanted to use a couple of other keywords: reward spinner, spin board, carnival wheel game, carnival spinner, a raffle. We can just be creative here and say raffle game. And what do we left is spin board, prize wheel, spinning wheel, tabletop, carnival spinner, raffle game, spin board. I think we can leave the spin board, like we don't really have board anywhere. Raffle board game. Let's do it like this. Okay, so I want to copy the title second time just to show you what I did here. I think we removed a lot of keywords that don't really have any search volume from the customers, and most importantly, that are not ranking in top 20 for the top 20 competitors. I have removed a lot of keywords that are just, I think, just filling the space. You can see the title became much shorter and it makes much more sense. So let's just read it out loud. The old title is 12-inch prize wheel, heavy duty, dual use, spinning wheel, tabletop or wall mounted, 12 slots, color spinner wheel, editable raffle wheel with dry erase markers and eraser for Fortune Carnival games. My title is 12-inch prize spinning wheel, tabletop, classroom spinner for chores, carnival spinner raffle board game, dry erase markers and eraser. And I think we need to remove this sign. So I won't, necessarily say it's guaranteed that title number 1 will work better, but it has much more relevant keywords and is optimized much better. So guys, in order to summarize this video, today we have taken a look at how you can run the keyword research pretty fast by using 2 leading tools on the market that if you don't want to subscribe, you can reach out directly to me and I will run this type of keyword research for you for free, right? So we looked at the data from DataDive, we removed irrelevant keywords that we didn't want to launch because of our small budget, right? We also double-checked our data with Helium10 data, and we compared the two lists to make sure that we have all the relevant keywords in one place. Then we have looked at how much search volume we want to allocate for one campaign. Again, it's very subjective. 20,000 might be too much. Maybe for some products, it might be too much. You will need to see how it goes. Then we extracted manually the major phrases from all of these keywords that are, let's say, root phrases for this product line. And we have also put them in our phrase campaign. And we outlined the structure for our sponsor product keyword campaigns. And again, like some might say the structure is incomplete. You have so many holes, but we also don't have a lot of budget, right? We have only $85. And if we see that some of these campaigns are not spending, we can try to create more broader campaigns like automatic and keyword and category, and also target more ASINs. And finally, we looked at the title, at existing title. We cleaned it up from irrelevant, low volume keywords without rank, and we enhanced it with our major included phrases and some of the keywords from this list. So guys, again, I think this has been quite thorough keyword research, even though you can run it pretty quickly if you don't explain everything that you do. And yeah, I hope that this is useful for you, and I will see you next time. Thank you.